I didn't hear a hello, didn't get a polite wave from across the hedgerow. The first thing I heard was a stranger's shoe scuff my porch like he owned it. Then a woman's voice said, bright as a sales pitch, Pinecrest Reserve compliance. This won't take long. That was the line that snapped something in me because if there's one thing I moved out here to Red Cedar Ridge to avoid, it's people who think they get to walk straight through you because they printed a badge at home. I'll back up. My name's Marcus, and for 12 years my life was radios, antennas, and rooms without windows. I did contract work. You don't brag about at barbecues. Signal analysis for agencies that hate daylight. It pays well, ages you faster, and teaches you one hard lesson. Some folks carry rule books like weapons. When I finally burned out, I took what I'd saved and bought a 2-story cabin above Lake Briar. In the foothills wraparound porch, gravel drive, tall pines knocking together when the wind rolls in from the water. The land deed's older than most people who ever set foot on it. Whoever built the Pinecrest Reserve subdivision down the slope came decades later. I wasn't in their HOA. I wasn't on their map. And that was the point. You learn the rhythm of quiet out here. The coffee makers click the long sigh of the screen door, the way crickets fade when the sun gets high enough. I spent my days refurbishing shortwave units in the garage, shipping to collectors, chatting with old hams who still spin dials by feel. No committees, no approved mailbox lists, no architecture review to explain why I like my porch light dim. Free air, until it wasn't. Her name changed here for obvious reasons was Lillian Voss, though folks said Miss Voss like she owned a piece of their tongue. We'd met once 2 summers back in the most unlucky collision of my life. I stopped by the farmer's market. She ran a craft booth that felt like a campaign table. All teeth and scented candles, questions disguised as compliments. Against my better instinct, we grabbed coffee twice. She left me post-it notes about curb appeal. I deleted her contact and slept better. Then one spring in Pinecrest, she won her little election. I know because the letters started. Pinecrest Reserve letterhead, the whole performance visual disruption from my satellite dish. Non-conforming fence on my west boundary. Suggested submission of property plan for review. Each one more official looking than the last, as if paper could redraw county lines. I shredded them, reinforced my back gate, welded a plate over an old path that hugged the HOA berm, and put the whole thing out of mind. I didn't install cameras because I refused to live like that. I've seen how surveillance creeps into your brain. The week it all went sideways, I took a quick trip to Raleigh to calibrate a weather relay for a contractor. Left early, locked the house, bolted the garage, texted my neighbor Nora to keep an eye out. Nora's a quiet woman in her 40s with a practical ponytail and a laugh that makes you trust her. She once dragged a chainsaw through my driveway after a storm carved a downed limb out like it was therapy. I trust her judgment more than I trust half the sheriffs we've elected. Day 2 of the job, my phone buzzed and kept buzzing. Nora's name. When I answered, her voice was low and steady. She gets calmer the more serious things get. Marcus, there's a black crossover in your drive has Pinecrest decals on the door. 3 of them just walked through your gate. They didn't knock. How'd they get in? I asked, already walking out of the warehouse toward my truck. I didn't see a locksmith. One of the men had a canvas roll. Looked like pics. I'm on the tree line. I can film if you want me to. Don't, I said. Just keep talking. The drive home is a blur of white lines and clenched teeth. Rage isn't hot for me. It's focus. Everything clicks into the same channel and stays there. When I turned onto my gravel road, dust rolled up behind me like a flag. The gate to my back path sat open, hinge unscrewed and placed neatly on the post like someone polite had broken in. My front door was cracked. My American flag flapped against the porch beam like it wanted to hit somebody. Inside the scene could have been a parody. Lillian in a navy blazer with a folder tucked to her ribs, speaking in that careful town hall voice, non-regulation ceiling height, while two men in matching polos did the pretend inspector shuffle. One took photos of my gear shelf like I'd arranged a crime exhibit. Another ran a laser measure across my living room like his tape could annex sovereignty. I stood in the door and didn't say a word at first. Let them feel me there. Lillian turned, gave me the smile people use right before they set a trap. Marcus, you're early. We're conducting a compliance review, letters went unanswered, and with the complaints about unregistered construction and interference with neighborhood smart meters, we felt obligated to— You picked my lock, I said, quiet enough that both men heard it. The lock was defective, she tried. This is a courtesy visit. Courtesy, I repeated. That what you call breaking into a house outside your jurisdiction. The younger man tried on authority like a borrowed jacket. Sir Pinecrest's extended oversight covers adjacent parcels within the shared visual corridor section. Save it, I said. You're trespassing. All of you. Walk out now. They didn't. And when someone who's never been told no finally hears it, they dig in. We'll be done in 10 minutes. Lillian promised, chin up. If you escalate this, we'll need to escalate it. I walked to the garage. Behind the bench is a foam-lined case with something I keep for Veterans Day speeches at the high school. A replica rifle, all weight, and no barrel. Training model. From a distance it reads loud and clear, not today. I slung it, came back and shut the front door, dropped the steel latch, and stood where the morning light could frame me. I didn't raise it, didn't bark, didn't pretend. You'll wait here until the deputies arrive, I said. No one moves. No one touches anything. Unlawful detainment, one polo said, like he'd Googled it on the way over. Unlawful entry. Answered, and my phone pinged. Nora. Got you something. A video followed. She had a tiny motion cam mounted in her eaves for raccoons, the same eaves that watch the easement we both share. On screen, plain as day, Lillian knelt at my back gate with a slim roll from her purse. 10 seconds. Hinge off. Smirk to her audience. Cut to the front door, same move quicker, like she'd practiced